This is the stinging nettle plant. We're going to collect this to gather the fibers from it to make a string for our bow drill kit. So to gather this, I'm going to grab low as possible, and this whole thing is covered in tiny little hypodermic needles. So I'm going to grab low and snap and just anticipate getting stung, because it's probably going to happen. The easiest way to identify this is the really jagged toothed leaves, and it's got prominent veins, and it's kind of pale on the underside. And see how the leaves are coming off of it? And in the middle where the leaves are coming off, you can see these little seed pods right here starting to form. And the stem itself, most of the leaves are towards the top. The stem itself has these grooves, like these little channels in it. But watch out for the tiny little hairs on there, because they will light you up. So to get the fibers out of it, I start at the bottom and crush it. And work my way up. You gotta be careful around these little nodes right here. Just work my way up. See that brown pith? That's what we're taking out. We're trying to get that away from the fiber itself, which is here. It's this part. So you crush it all the way up. Just pull these little leaf sections off. And you won't get a ton of fiber towards the top, so I normally just kind of roll it, twist it off like that, pull these leaf sections off. Really, it goes pretty quick, and you get some really long, nice fibers out of it. You can use it to wrap feathers on, points on, your arrows. You got to be kind of careful, because nettle can have a tendency to rot if it gets wet. But there you can see I've crushed the whole stem. I'm going to come back up here towards the top, and I'm just bending it backwards. And I'm getting a stung as I do it, but it's not unbearable. I'm just going to separate the fibers off like that. That's what we're getting rid of. So we're just bending it away. And for this part, I like to work from the top towards the bottom and just flick all that off, get rid of it. We don't need it. That's the stocky portion, and that'll make weird stiff spots in your cordage. It's a little bit extra stiff around these nodes. So there, we just kind of knock them out like that. It really likes to grow, and where I'm at, it really likes kind of damp areas. And you'll typically find it in huge groups. That's what makes it a good resource. You can find some pretty big nettle patches. And if you don't know the plant, you can definitely probably remember walking through the woods somewhere and getting stung like crazy, feeling like, something jumped up and bit me. That is all those tiny little hypodermic needles. So there is the fiber separated away from the stalk. And to twist it, start to twist it together, you can use multiple bundles, but essentially I'm twisting away as tight as I can get it and back towards myself. And then keeping the bundle, see I've got two bundles, away and back towards myself. Away, twist the bundle away, twist it tight, and pull it back over. Twist it away until it starts to kink like that, and pull it over. And there, we're starting to form our cord. And then as we start to run out of fiber, where it starts to thin out, you just splice more fibers in, right like this. As you're twisting, you just lay the new fiber in, and it could stick up a little bit. It's not a big deal. You lay the new fiber in just like you saw me do. You just lay it in and twist as tight as you can get it, and over. Tight and over. And you just continue that process until you have a cord as long as you want it. And then if you want to use it for a lashing, after you separated it from the stalk, you can just separate out. You can separate out individual strands, pieces of it like this. That's fairly long, and use that to lash on whatever you're using, and then cover that in pine pitch glue. It makes a pretty secure bond. We're gonna try this again. I've got the nettle cord twisted up, and it's a green nettle cord. I just stripped it off the stalks. So I'm trying to keep my tip angled down to try to keep the cord itself from rubbing on itself really bad. And the bow itself has a little bit of flex to it. So it is slipping from it being green material, and I can feel it kind of stretching, like a spring from it just being made. But it does seem like we're getting somewhere. I don't think we got it yet. I'm going to tighten my cord down a little bit, put just a little bit more tension on that cord. It's starting to slip. Still trying to keep my tip angle down. It was slipping around the spindle because the cord itself is wet. I think we have a coal. I'm trying to do this in one continuous shot. So there's our nettle cord. It's really not in terrible shape. The knot was slipping at the top a little bit. And I actually prefer a bow style where I drill a hole here, just with a little flint drill, and run the cord through that, and that keeps this from slipping around a ton. But there you can see, I mean, we've got our coal. Find some nettles around your house and give it a go.